Jim Jordan, a founder of the House Freedom Caucus and still a deficit hawk, which has become something of an endangered species on Capitol Hill. Congressman, welcome back.
Good to be with you.
Some people are suggesting that this bipartisan spending deal means that the era of spending restraint and the Tea Party is over when you have big majorities of Republicans in both the House and the Senate approving this kind of a bill and a Republican president signing it. Are those folks right?
Well, here's what I know, Chris. This was not consistent with what the American people elected us to do, not consistent with what we told them we were going to do. And in your first segment with Mick, look, he said we don't have 60 votes in the Senate to get some things done. And I'm all for changing the Senate rule. But last time I checked, Democrats don't have 60 votes in the Senate either. And last time I checked, there's more Republicans in the Senate than there are Democrats, more Republicans in the House than there are Democrats, and there's a Republican in the White House. So this deal, which increased spending $300 billion, second largest spending increase in a decade, second only to the stimulus, was not what we said we would do. And we're going to have to fight harder now as the Freedom Caucus and conservatives to get things back on track.
When you say that there are more Republicans than Democrats and a Republican in the White House, are you saying, in effect, the Democrats won and the Republicans caved?
No, I'm saying the swamp won and the American taxpayer lost. And here's the frustrating thing. We were so poised to win. 3 weeks ago, we sent a bill to the Senate. Chuck Schumer shut down the government, didn't pay our troops because he said amnesty was more important. Earlier last week, the House sent the same bill, the exact same bill to the Senate, except we did one thing different. We funded the military for the entire year. And instead of standing firm in that position, our leadership said, no, no, no. Let's do what Washington always does. Let's just spend more on everything. Let's just grow government, give in to the Democrats instead of fight and stand firm and do what the people elect us to do. They gave in to the Democrats, and we got this boondoggle that we passed. I didn't vote for it, but that passed on Friday morning.
Well, you talk tough, but some folks are now saying that this deal puts the House Freedom Caucus that you and Mick Mulvaney helped start, puts you guys out of business. And let me put up the reasons that they suggest. You lose the debt ceiling for the next 2 years as a weapon to demand policy changes. With this 2-year agreement, you can no longer use the threat of a government shutdown. And with no budget resolution this year, you won't be able to use reconciliation to get a major initiative through the Senate with just 51 votes. Honestly, Congressman, with this agreement, haven't you and deficit hawks like you in the House Freedom Caucus lost your leverage to shrink government spending?
Well, I think who lost in this deal was the American taxpayer, the American family.
But I understand that talking point, but I'm saying hasn't this made the House Freedom Caucus a lot less effective in your ability